Good evening, good evening. Good evening, how's everybody's Christmas weekend? I just thought I'd hop on here real quick. Just to do a quick Christmas dessert that I like to do. We have been in Arkansas visiting our stepson, our daughter, and our grandkids. So we got to play with babies, and we got to play with toddlers, and I'm extremely tired, and I have to go to work in the morning, so I'm on schedule to work Christmas Eve. But today, while we were going to Walmart to get some oil for the truck to come back, I decided I wanted to make a pecan pie because tomorrow when I get off work on Christmas Day, we're going to go see our daughter and our new granddaughter, who is 4 months old. 2 days ago. 4 months old 2 days ago. Hey Jennifer, I see you. So anyway, she wants to have Christmas Day with us. So we are going to go down there, but we are in charge of the pecan pie. And I make a pecan pie, and I make it, I don't know where I got this recipe. The crust comes from my grandma. However, I didn't have time to do her crust, so I did do the Pillsbury pre-made crust. So I looked at the ingredients, and they were basically the same ingredients as my grandma's recipe, except for, they put the preservatives in it so it'll last longer. So that said, that's the one thing that I did. But I will post the full recipe when this video is over. But I just pulled the pie out of the oven. And there we go. Our pecan pie. Now, I normally make this with dark corn syrup and light corn syrup and all those things. You know what the traditional recipe is. This time, I've never done this, but I decided to try using the golden light agave. It's my phone. There we go. I decided to use, for my syrup this time, organic golden light agave, which comes from the Mexican plant. The agave plant out of Mexico. And then I decided to use the organic agave and the raw nectar. So really the only difference, when something says GMO, or if something says USDA organic, non-GMO just means non-genetically modified. That means they haven't modified the plant, the seed, etc. It should be the natural plant. When it's organic, it just means that they haven't used pesticides on it. So I use this as my light corn syrup this time, and then I use this as my dark. And then I learned that you actually, because it's such a more sweeter sugar, and you don't need as much. So I put the conversions in the recipe. So for example, I think for a tablespoon of this, it's actually equivalent to 2 teaspoons or 4 teaspoons, something like that. I found it on their website. So I usually use like 3/4 of a cup of syrup. Well, I didn't need to use 3/4 of a cup of syrup. I used whatever it is. And Jennifer says, I was going to tell you that you had a stalker. Oh, that's funny. No. I think it's great when people pop on and say stuff. So pop on and say stuff. But anyway, I'll post the recipe. I used pecans, of course. I used unsalted butter. I added my own butter, or my own salt, which was kosher salt. And then for my brown sugar, I used the organic light brown sugar. You can get this stuff at Walmart. Everything I got at Walmart. I mean, at least where I live. And where I live, it's so hard to find anything. So I didn't have to order anything off Amazon this time. So anyway, just something different. The reason I go with this sweetener every once in a while, if I want my sweet, it's low glycemic, which means it helps not let your blood sugar spike. And people who are diabetic and people have issues with sugar, this is an alternative. This isn't something that I would use every single day. Like back it off on your coffee and some of these other things. But to try it in a pecan pie, which it's Christmas, and we want pecan pie. I mean, I'm going to try it in my pecan pie. And actually, Don's going to try it here in a little bit. He went to take a shower. And I'm going to make whipped cream. And to use my whipped cream, I'll put that recipe in the description. But I'm using heavy cream. And then I've got my bowl. I keep my bowl in the freezer to keep it cold. It really helps keep the whipping cream going. And then I add, instead of regular, I think people use powdered sugar or cane sugar. I'll use organic palm sugar in there, and I use a little bit of vanilla. Where'd my vanilla go? Oh. And I use a little bit of vanilla. That's it, and that's it. You know, and it'll keep in the fridge for a day or two, and it's fresh. So that's how I do my whipped cream. That's how I do my pecan pie. I cheated with Pillsbury. Sorry, Grandma, but it's good. And Chrissy says, I'm going to try to grow my hair long to my waist. That's awesome. I haven't cut my hair, Chrissy. I trim it, but I'm telling you right now, I'm having a hard time keeping it in a ponytail at work. It is growing, and my highlights, these are my natural highlights. I have not highlighted my hair at all this year. I always highlight my hair in the fall to get me through, and I just washed my hair, so that's why it looks wet. It's wet. So anyway, I'm going to try to grow it. I found a picture from my first fire department that I worked at in 2000, oh gosh, 11 or 12, and my hair was this long, and so I started cutting it after that because it was just getting so dry and brittle, and I haven't had it this long in 7 or 8 years, and it's awesome. So anyway, I'm going to post my pecan pie recipe for Christmas. It's kind of my Christmas video because I got to work tomorrow in the Facebook post when I finish up. I'm going to bed early because everybody was sick, and I was up all night listening to my granddaughter cough, my grandson cough. One of them's 4 months, the other one's 8 months. And then I had a 4-year-old little girl named Lola, I call her Lolo, crawling all over me, wanting me to make ices for her out of her new Snoopy icy thing, and then making cotton candy. So anyway, the kids have exhausted me. We've traveled. I'm tired, so I'm going to go to bed. But I will post this recipe. I hope everybody has a Merry, Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys soon. And share my page, share my videos, whatever. You got questions, you want to talk about something, let's talk. So Merry Christmas, Chrissy, Jennifer, and everybody else that watched the video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.